It was just to retaliate for my illness that day, and delayed his pursuit of Lucy. When I delivered Jason's painkillers in the heavy rain, I heard him talking to his friend. Jason, you are too good at pretending. You have been in a wheelchair for 5 years since your accident. Bella is also a fool. She has served you for 5 years and didn't even notice that there was nothing wrong with your legs. I can't even remember how many times you asked her to deliver medicine in the rain. I only heard Jason speak coldly, 98 times. If she hadn't pretended to be sick on purpose on the day Lucy left, I wouldn't have failed to win her back. This is her punishment. The game will end after 99 times. I thought Jason didn't care about other people's eyes and kept me by his side because he liked me. I waited in the hotel lobby until I calmed down before I walked to the box again. After the knock on the door, there was a commotion inside. I walked in front of Jason. His expression was ugly, as if he had endured great pain, and beads of sweat were clearly visible on his forehead, but I clearly smelled a strong smell of alcohol on it. This was the drama he had performed for me 98 times before, and the funny thing was that I didn't notice it at all in the past 5 years. What are you still standing there for? Hurry up and get the medicine. Seeing that I was not like usual, Luke grabbed my wrist and threw me to the side. I fell heavily to the ground, and the wound that was knocked down by someone because I was in a hurry broke again. But no matter how deep the pain in my knee was, it was not even 1/10 of the pain in my heart. Jason, you were really a good actor. In order to punish me, you even pretended to be disabled in a wheelchair for 5 years. Luke, stop it. Jason's voice interrupted my thoughts. I looked up and saw him maneuvering the wheelchair in front of me, trying hard to help me up. I refused his help and tried to force a smile on my face. I know, I took too long. You must be in pain. Hearing what I said, the tension in Jason's eyes immediately relaxed. I knew that my performance just now made him suspicious. As someone who had been fostered in the White family for 5 years, I knew better than anyone how powerful it was. If I didn't listen and play this scene with him, the consequences would never be better than now. I gave the medicine to Luke, told him to take good care of Jason, and left on my own. Just because Jason said he didn't want me to see him taking medicine, I would be sad, and if I was sad, he would be unhappy. In fact, not only would I be sad, but every time I turned around, I would pray to God for him to recover, even if it costed me my life. Before I walked far, I could vaguely hear loud laughter coming from inside. Jason, you saw it. We successfully fooled her again. I walked back home in my soaking wet clothes, their laughter replaying in my mind. My love for Jason disappeared with every step I took, until I saw a woman dressed exquisitely at the gate. I suddenly realized that this was the gift Luke prepared for him. Isn't this the best hotel? How come someone dressed like this appears? It's really disappointing, that woman said to me as she looked at me upside down. I thought it was really her who came back, but as soon as she opened her mouth, I knew it wasn't. Lucy was born in a scholarly family, and it would never be possible for her to say such a thing in public. It turned out she was the woman who Luke prepared a fake substitute for Jason. On the way back to the White family villa, I contacted my aunt who was away for the first time. 5 years ago, in order to take care of the disabled Jason, I did not agree to go abroad with her. This time, she agreed to help me get a new identity, without asking anything. Before that, I just needed to maintain the status quo, and took care of Jason wholeheartedly. The weather forecast said that it would rain in 5 days, and that would be the day I left the White family. Jason was back, and he brought that woman back to the White family. Bella, this is Sonia, the private doctor that Luke hired for me. She will arrange my daily care in the future. Just listen to her instructions. I looked at the lies he blurted out and laughed at myself in my heart. Private doctor or private lover? You must be Mr. White's niece. Please take care of me in the future. That's how Jason introduced me, his niece. My last name was Swansea, and his last name was White. What kind of uncle was he to me, and what uncle would hug his niece or even kiss her? Since he no longer needs me, I went upstairs tactfully. The sound of 2 people laughing soon came from downstairs. Mr. White, this is the medicinal food I made for you. I'll feed you. Do you want to try tonight? I covered my ears and turned up the volume of my phone, but I couldn't avoid it. In the end, I just let go and let my tears soak the corners of the quilt, but I just covered my mouth tightly to prevent myself from making any sound. When I was 15, my parents died unexpectedly. Jason's father was my grandfather's comrade in arms. He took me to the White family and handed me over to the youngest son Jason to take care of me. When I was 18, I mustered up the courage to confess to him, but found out that he had a girlfriend. After his legs became disabled, we resumed our previous relationship, and he even took the initiative to kiss me. I thought I finally got love, and I took care of him for 5 years, but it turned out to be a play of his. After a sleepless night, I got up with 2 red and swollen eyes. But I saw Sonia coming out of Jason's room in loose pajamas. The kiss marks on her neck, and the charm of her eyebrows and eyes all showed what they did last night. Jason, how could he do this? Under my nose in the next room, the cup in my hand fell to the ground with a bang, and the fragments scratched my ankle. Jason came out of the room immediately after hearing the sound, and the moment he saw me, his eyes began to panic and dodge. He waved to let Sonia leave, and then said to me, "Come here, I'll apply medicine for you." I only then noticed that the wound on my foot had dyed the originally white slippers red. Due to my foot injury, I basically stayed in the room. Suddenly, the door was knocked by the housekeeper, and behind him was Sonia. "Housekeeper, please change all the furniture here. I have a mysophobia, and don't use things that have been used by others." I moved to the smallest room in the corner and put away the things Jason gave me one by one. Watching the flames devour them, my love for Jason disappeared. "What are you burning?" "Nothing, just packing up some unwanted things." The weather forecast said it would rain today. Sonia and Jason went out early in the morning. The raindrops began to hit the window, and I held the phone tightly in my hand, quietly waiting for the 99th time to come. Finally, the ring rang. The voice on the other side was still as anxious as ever, accompanied by Jason's muffled groan. phone. Bella, hurry up and deliver the medicine to Mr. White. We are at number 35 St. Louis Road. I exhaled deeply and answered softly, I'll be there soon. The rain today is as heavy as the day Lucy left. The difference is that I got caught in the rain and had a fever because I was helping Jason find the ring that Lucy left in the bushes. And today, I took the initiative to walk into the trap designed by Jason to punish me. On the other side, Jason was drinking leisurely. Luke said, I specifically found those gangsters. But after this time, how do you plan to deal with her? Jason finished the wine glass in his hand expressionlessly, and the people around him didn't dare to breathe instantly. The punishment is over. I won't see her again. When I arrived at St. Louis Road, I saw a narrow and dark alley, and number 35 was at the end. I mustered up the courage to walk in, persuading myself with every step. Bella, don't be afraid. You will be free after today. No matter how cruel Jason is, he will only make you hurt a little, and the pain will be over in a few days. But I was wrong, so wrong. A group of people ruthlessly tore my clothes, and their cold hands wandered around my body at will. No, let me go. Jason, I was wrong. Please forgive me. Uncle White, I really know I was wrong. I shouted again and again. I struggled violently at the beginning and was indifferent at the end. I didn't know how many people there were. I only knew that one after another, I hated myself for falling in love with someone I shouldn't love for the first time. Have you recorded the video? She specifically asked for a high-definition one. It's guaranteed to be clear, and only her face. Bah, niece falls in love with uncle, and the upper-class people are having such an exciting time. They spat on me with disgust and kicked me a few times before leaving reluctantly. I laid numbly on the ground for a long time until the rain stopped. Then I picked up the scattered clothes beside me and put them on casually. When I got up, the phone in my bag rang again. Hello, Bella, why haven't you come yet? I replied weakly. I'm here. Number 35 St. Louis Road. Where did you hear that? We are at number 5 St. Louis Road. Did I hear it wrong? But you said number 35 at the beginning. Number 35 and number 35 were only one street apart. One was hell, and the other was heaven. I handed Jason's card name to the manager of the club and told him that the president of White Group urgently needed it. I refused with a wry smile. No, thank you. Then I turned around and dialed the phone. I called my aunt and told her, Auntie, I've taken care of everything here. Sorry to bother you. After saying that, I threw the phone into the trash can. Jason, 99 rainy days were over. From now on, we would not owe each other anything and would never meet again. Mr. White, this is the medicine that a lady outside the door asked me to bring you. The manager knocked on the door of the private room politely. Jason frowned slightly when he saw that it was not me who brought the medicine. Jason, is Bella tired of bringing you medicine? She was at the door but she didn't come in. Or you spoil her too much. Her voice on the phone just now was not anxious at all. I just arranged a few people to scare her. After hearing Luke's words, Jason's face became even uglier. He put away his legs, stood up and told his assistant, stop all her cards. Then he left with Sonia. He didn't notice the corners of Luke's mouth curling up behind him. It was already the next day, when Jason took Sonia back to the villa. The housekeeper didn't prepare a wheelchair for him as usual. Master, you don't need it today. Miss Bella is not at home. She didn't come back last night, and her phone was unreachable. I don't know if something happened to her. As soon as she finished speaking, Sonia said nonchalantly, what could happen these days? Maybe she has a boyfriend, or maybe she's still angry, and deliberately didn't come back. The housekeeper wanted to speak again, but was interrupted by the assistant, who appeared in a hurry. Oh no, Mr. White, Bella committed suicide.